This is a Leitmotif and Movement podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I am your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We will mainly be discussing the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We will also, from time to time, dive into film and video game scores, and we'll sprinkle in some surprises along the way. And this time we've got another very special episode for you. This is our third bonus episode. This time we're breaking down meanue's brand new release, The Divine Evolution, Extinction, and Other Modern Prophecies. Volume 1 of this record was released on January 1st, 2025, with Volume 2 coming out later this month on February 19th. You can, however, purchase a limited edition CD that contains both volumes on meanue.com. A digital version of Volume 1 can be purchased on their Bandcamp page, and I assume that Volume 2 will also be on sale there on the 19th of February. A bit of background about this record. According to primary songwriter Kevin Sipla, I started writing the songs over 2 years ago. I didn't have a concept in mind, but early on I could feel they were cohesive and would probably wind up on a project together. I thought I didn't want to do a full album, but wanted to do something more than a bunch of singles. After I wrote all the instrumentation and was happy there, I started brainstorming lyrics and themes, and that's kind of when it all came together. I couldn't help thinking of everything going on in the country and world. The American election was coming up. AI had become such a hot topic. Tyranny, religious extremism, and doom and gloom were and are such a common occurrence in our daily lives. I kept having the thought of what it would be like to find a tape 1,000 years from now, long after civilization crumbled, and the contents of that tape being an audio record of the times before, during, and after the great catastrophe that leads to the end. So after many name changes, I landed on The Divine Evolution, Extinction, and Other Modern Prophecies. I decided to split it into 2 volumes because as the songs progressed, and at the halfway point, there is a distinct shift in tone and feeling where everything gets heavier metaphorically and musically. Regarding the release of the album, he said that I had a short run of CDs made that hold the entire project as one album. I wanted to make something for physical media collectors and full album listeners like myself, and really liked the idea of all the songs as one cohesive listening experience. I would love to do a vinyl release, but those come with a hefty price tag. So with the background out of the way on this one, Michael, let's dive into our track-by-track breakdown. We open up with track number 1, Terminal Lucidity. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I like how I like the clean vocals throughout the song, and then it bounces between like heavy like screaming vocals between the song. I really like that, and the instruments in the background are perfect.
Yeah, I figured you might like this. The album overall is a bit more melodic, and I know you like the more melodic stuff. For me, this song, it opens with a sense of melancholic sadness before getting into a heavier sound.
Mm-hmm.
The vocal performance is fantastic. I really enjoy the vocal layering, especially during the verses. It feels right at home with post-rock giants like Explosions in the Sky or This Will Destroy You. Really like this song a lot. And according to Kevin, this is a general observation of where we currently are as a society. Michael, you have anything else on Terminal Lucidity?
It's just I just don't like how it just rotates throughout the song between sounds.
Yeah, he does a really good job with it.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent songwriting. All right, we'll move into track number 2, This is Fear is the Little Death That Brings Total Obliteration. The song title on this one might sound familiar to you, Michael, because we actually played this one on the show previously. What do you got on this one?
That's why I like it so much. I thought it sounded familiar. Um, I I really like this song. I like the opening, and then it goes into the melodic vocals, and basically immediately, and then it just continues on with the melodic vocals.
Yeah, I enjoy the sort of synth pop
Mm-hmm.
opening to the song. It kind of reminds me of some of the 80s new wave music I enjoyed as a kid. I again enjoy the vocals on this. It's melodic and heartfelt, driven by synth and piano primarily through the first few minutes before giving way to a heavier section complete with harsh vocals.
Yeah.
The guitar work in this section reminds me very much of Dredge's Mark Engels, easily one of my favorite songs on the record.
Yeah. If I were to rate just so far, uh, Terminal Lucy and Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. They are kind of fighting for number one right now.
Ah, right on. I'm glad you liked them that much.
I like both of these songs pretty good.
Yeah, they're both excellent. According to Kevin, Fear is the Little Death That Brings Total Obliteration is a commentary on organized religion, specifically Christian nationalism. You got anything else on this one before we move on to the next track?
I kind of like the how it is the songs so far are targeted against something in society.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily
not targeted, but
focused on something that's happening in the real world, happening in society. Yeah. Now I understand where you're going. Yeah. Yep, I agree. It makes the songs relatable, right? Because it's things that are happening around you. Yep, I agree. All right, and with that said, we'll move into track number 3. This is Half Price Adrenochrome. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I kind of like how it's just chill at the beginning, and then once you get into the middle of the song, it goes full heavy.
Yeah, it does have this really cool, sort of eerie, ethereal synth work before the guitar kicks in. Yeah.
And then I like how they have he has the mix between the heavy vocals and the melodic vocals. Just everything is just trying to mix in together, kind of seems.
And it works.
Yes.
Yeah. The opening verse is subdued again, featuring those layered, clean vocals. But as we get into the chorus, we get into heavier, distorted guitar work and those harsh layers or harsh vocals layered over clean. I'm not sure if the drums are programmed, but I really enjoy the sort of jazzy drum work on this song.
Yeah.
It's really well done. According to Kevin, this is a reference in song form to a Blade Runner-like society that we could and maybe will be living in. It's sort of a bleak outlook of where we are and where we're heading. I know you've never seen the film Blade Runner before, Michael, but I think it might be something that you might enjoy later down the road. It's pretty dark science fiction. You got anything else on this one, Michael?
I enjoy it.
Awesome. Okay, moving on to track number 4. This is Threats of Dead Men. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I like this song. I really like the opening with that. I don't even know what instrument that is.
Where?
In the
opening?
At the opener, yeah.
Yeah. It's it kind of, I don't know if it's he's working the bass,
Hmm.
but yeah, I know what you mean.
And then it gets into that. I think it's either a guitar or drum section, and then throughout the song, you still hear that opening instrument, like that opened up the song. Throughout the
Yeah, that
song,
riff. Yeah.
yeah, and you can kind of hear it throughout the like instruments in the like in the song throughout the song, and the vocals are melodic, and it's just really good.
Yeah, the opening music to the song feels very Tool inspired to me, especially stuff from their Lateralis album and forward. I really like the tone of the guitar and bass. The musical breakdown towards the latter half of the song just rocks. Gets my head banging.
Uh, the opening like instrument is it kind of reminds me of like an instrument that was played on the newest Devin Townsend record, like on one of the songs. Kind of reminds me of it.
Is there a particular song you're thinking of?
No, it's just it kind of sounds like something that was used on that album
Okay,
at some point.
okay. According to Kevin, this is a commentary on the wealthy and powerful, how this country was formed, and what remains of that today. Michael, you got anything else on this one?
I just really like like you. I like the musical breakdown towards the
Yeah,
middle of the song.
yeah. Towards the latter half of the song, yeah, it's killer. It's really well
Hmm.
done.
And then it carries on towards the end.
All right, so we'll move on to track number 5. This is In the Shadow of Musket Mountain When the Sun Goes Down. Michael, what do you have on this one?
I really like how it opens up a lot. With that soothing guitar work, and it carries that on. And I like the vocals a lot. I think it fits well.
Yeah, the song opens with this warm sound of a string
Yeah.
section and a piano before being joined in by the guitar. This is a very melancholic song. I
Mhm.
really feel like the string section brings an added emotional depth to the song.
Mhm.
I enjoy the vocal performance. The vocal melody is just soaked with sorrow and heartache. Uh, in the closing minute of the song, we get into this heavy breakdown complete with harsh vocals before closing out with the sound of descending notes played on a piano. Uh, yeah, this is a beautifully done song.
Yeah, and towards the end of the song it gets into that heavy breakdown where the screaming vocals come in and you hear the drums going heavy, and then you can still hear the guitar, soothing guitar, but it's picked up a bit.
Yep. Yeah, according to Kevin about the song, this would be metaphorically right before the end. Biblical references, an exploration of what we have become and what we could have been, who's to blame, and how it all ends. Got anything else to say on this one, Michael?
No.
All right. So, track number 5 actually symbolizes the end of Volume 1. With that said, though, we roll right on into the start of Volume 2 with track 6. This is a product of our time. Michael, what do you got on this one?
It kind of sounds like a robot voice at the beginning.
Yeah, it very much does.
Yeah. And then it has that like guitar, soothing guitar.
Yeah, for me, the song opens with this spoken word speech. It's the reading of a letter. The voice speaking is heavily distorted and digitized. The lyrics to the song make me think of the comic V for Vendetta by Alan Moore. In V for Vendetta, the despotic ruler of the UK ends up falling in love with a supercomputer. While this is very clearly not what is happening in this song, I couldn't help but think of it. Once the opening monologue completes, we're greeted with maybe the most up-tempo hard rock song on the record.
Yeah.
It's a
Definitely.
poignant message of an AI so bereft of hope in seeing the state of the world that they cannot remain. I do believe that this sentient machine is trying to leave humanity with a sense of purpose and hope, though.
I kind of like after the AI section, or like robot, it moves into, it just pauses for like a split second, and then it goes straight into the heavy section with melodic vocals. You can hear the screaming and the, like, it's kind of in the screaming and melodic vocals are kind of mixing.
According to Kevin, this one is starts with a suicide note from a rogue sentient AI that has seen the evil for all it's worth and has decided to end it all. Even the world was too bleak for AI. The rest of the song is pretty much about an AI becoming sentient. Does that change any of your perceptions about this song, Michael?
Okay. It is a very interesting
It's a really interesting premise. It's very thought-provoking. Yeah. Got anything else on this one?
No.
All right. So we'll move on to track number 7. This is In the Basement of Pupin Hall. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I like how it opens up and then it gets straight into heavy. Just heavy. And then I like towards like a little after it gets into that heavy section, it goes into that drum and guitar solo. I find this song very cool just because of that solo between the drum and the guitar.
Enjoy banging your head to that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an excellent post-rocker. I really enjoy the mixed, clean, and harsh vocals through this one. I really like the lyrical passage referring to beautiful accident, tragically out of time. It's an interesting way to think about the creation of something so deadly as the atomic bomb. Something so deadly, yet beautiful. And according to Kevin, this is about the creation of the atomic bomb and what one must think of themselves wielding that much power. You got anything else on this one?
Just thinking about that, it's interesting.
Yes, it is. Very thought-provoking.
And I've seen that occur multiple times with this album. Very thought-provoking.
Anything else on this one?
Nope.
All right. We'll move right along to track number 8. This is The Modern Prometheus. Michael, what do you have on this one?
I find this is very chilled out from the previous song. And I like the musical direction they took with it. It's very, like, just towards the middle. It's just very pretty. And then it gets into the heavy rocker with the drums. It comes back. And then you hear the melodic vocals.
Do you enjoy his vocal style?
It's different.
Good different?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way he does his vocal layering.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the opening to the song, we're given this sort of synthwave music mixed with guitar. Then we kick into the song proper with a more up-tempo rocker in the first verse.
Mm.
This song has an intense sense of melancholy to it, despite how up-tempo it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
The lyrics take their influence from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, about a man creating a life, but then unable to bear the consequences of what they've done. He rejects his creation and leaves it to fend for itself. The creation is monstrous and commits monstrous deeds. There's a question of whether or not the monster has a soul. It's an interesting tale, and one that I've always felt would work well in musical form, and it works really well here. And according to Kevin, basically, this song is Frankenstein, but like a cyberpunk Frankenstein. Michael, have you ever seen Frankenstein or read anything from Frankenstein before?
Nope.
We're gonna have to fix that for you too, man. Frankenstein's amazing. It's such a fantastic read. Thought provoking again.
I have nothing else to say on this thing.
All right. So we'll move right on into track number 9. This is Red Arrow to the Lake. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I kind of like how it opens up and it has that like I think it's a few guitar notes that are played like just throughout the beginning, and then you get that big like that few second pause, and then it gets into that heavy section. I kind of like that, and then it has the same like flow like the other songs with a heavy section with it had screaming vocals and melodic vocals tied together.
Yeah, this song opens with a really foreboding guitar riff. It's soon joined by the now familiar layered clean vocals. The added strings give this song a heavy sense of sadness, a sense of loss. The lyrics seem to be coming from someone recounting memories of growing up in a neighborhood. The person recounting their memories meets a tragic end. It sounds like maybe the entire neighborhood is destroyed. And I wondered if this is a reference to the images and videos from the war in Gaza. The final verse makes me think of the scene in Terminator 2 where Sarah recounts her dreams of a nuke detonating near a park where she's watching children play, and soon she, the park, and the children are all vaporized from the blast. It's an extremely haunting image still today.
And the fact that that could happen is more...
that's terrifying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And according to Kevin, the song is indeed about watching your hometown getting wiped off the map. So I wasn't far off.
Yeah.
Michael, do you have anything else on the song? Did you like this song?
Yeah. No. I don't have anything else except for your interesting take on the song.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not be affected by the things that you're seeing around you? And you know, the war in Gaza has been all over the news.
Yeah.
All right. So with that one done, we'll move into the final track on the record. This is track number 10. This is, I believe it's pronounced Anthropocene. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I like how it has that weird, like, it kind of gives me like a sci-fi feeling at the beginning of the song and carries on. And then it gets into that drum and guitar section where that drum's just going heavy. And then it gets into vocals.
Did you catch any of the lyrics or anything to catch on what you thought the song might be about?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I had a struggle figuring out lyrics for this album. And it's just because of the interesting decision of the melodic vocals and screaming vocals.
You're one of those that needs the lyric sheet to be able to understand
Yeah,
what you're hearing, aren't you?
yeah.
That's all right.
And
Once your ear gets trained more, you're able to start picking that out for yourself without having to have the lyric sheet.
and there is some like bands that I can just get to easily because I've listened to them so much. Like Periphery, I can get to lyrics pretty fast because I'm used to Spencer's voice.
Yeah, the more time you spend with a record, the more familiar you get with it, and it's easier to start picking out, lyrics and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. For me, this song feels like a lament to not only the way we used to be as a society, but also to the environmental damage we've done to the planet. The lyrics implore us at the end of the song to awaken, open our eyes to the things that we're ignoring, a last gasp effort to try and change the trajectory we're on before it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really outstanding song and a fantastic way to close out the album. And according to Kevin, apparently I'm not far off. The song is a final warning, although it may be too late. You know me, I am ever the eternal optimist. I try to find the silver lining in anything. So I hope that it's indeed not too late, that we can fix things. I guess we're going to find out. Michael, do you have anything else on this song?
Nope.
All right. Well, we will move into our overall thoughts and our ratings. Michael, give me your final thoughts on the record and your rating out of 5.
I really like this album. It's definitely different. I just like how it's different than other bands and all that, really.
Yeah, it's definitely different than anything that you've been introduced to so far.
And it I think I'm just gonna have to listen to this band a bit more.
I'm sure
And
Kevin would be pleased to hear you
yeah.
say that.
And I am going to give it a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 for Michael. For me, I can hear the musical influence of bands like This Will Destroy You, Explosions in the Sky, and even a bit of Loathe. The layered, clean vocals remind me of the way that Tool handled the vocals on their song Schism. The album itself serves as a bleak reminder of where humanity finds itself, perhaps on the precipice of disaster, a warning of what happens when we give ultimate power to the already powerful, and what happens when we ignore the warnings that our own planet has given us. Perhaps there is a twinge of hope to be found, though, a hope that we won't continue on this way, that maybe we can come together and find a way out of the mess we find ourselves in. This is a really powerful, emotional record with a lot to say that leaves you pondering what's next for us. I'm going to go ahead and give this record a perfect score myself of 5 out of 5.
I was curious, where do you get the Loathe influence?
I hear it just in the music writing.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I
so
can
much
see that.
from the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Some influence in the vocal delivery as well,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of it in the music writing for sure.
Okay.
At least for me. That's what I'm getting out of it. And that's kind of the fun of interpreting art, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we'll go into our question for the audience now. Our question for the audience is, what is your favorite track on the Divine Evolution, Extinction, and Other Modern Prophecies, and why? So we do want to hear from you. We will read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request. Keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms such as Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes. We are now part of the SPDM Crew Podcast Network. Check out all of the podcasts on the network by visiting spdmcrew.com.
If you liked the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms. We are also on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Shoot us a message and let us know. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us to be found in the algorithm, make them good, and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out and possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message and we'd love to check you out and possibly give you a shout.
We'd like to thank you very much for listening to the Leitmotif and Movement podcast. Take care and enjoy music.